Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to do the weekly for June 10th to 17th for the sign of Libra. We're going to get your two cards out. And I'm doing a different format for the weeklies. I'm going to be doing 12 weeklies now for all of, one for each of the sign, so that I can more hone in onto your individual issues. And I find that these readings are coming out quite specific. And people are really enjoying them. So I'm going to be doing this format for now. And keep, tweaking my formats to make sure I'm giving you guys the kind of content that you want to hear. So this is going to be the reading for June 10th to the 17th. Now, this reading, I'm pulling romance angel cards because it's about relationships, right? I mean, most things that we go through in life is about relationships. And I had an interesting point of clarity raised by one of my subscribers, which I want to talk about in a little bit. But let's just get your two cards, Libra, for you and whoever you're dealing with, your person, whoever is part of the significant relationship that you're dealing with this week. Okay, show me. Your first card is passion and honeymoon. All right, so passion and honeymoon. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy is your passion card, and enjoy the bliss of holiday time together is your honeymoon card. So it's quite beautiful. Does seem to suggest a romantic relationship, right? Liaison or encounter, right? Or a relationship that you have that's going to be very passionate. Now, one of my subscribers had asked about one of my videos in terms of who the video was referring to, if it a family member or a life partner. And, it was an interesting question. You may think that that would be quite simple, but it isn't quite simple. And what I realized is that a lot of times when we do these readings, you, the viewer, my job is to get the message across. But ultimately, I believe my job is to get the message across in such a way so that you can interpret it, so that you can easily see how it applies to you, right? Now, this is if you're in that situation. Not all readings are for all people, so it can't always. But my point is, if the reading does resonate, and when we say resonate, or I say resonate, I mean if aspects of what you're seeing in the reading in terms of the behaviors, right, the different interactions, if those behaviors and interactions and events are occurring, right, around in your life, then I would consider that the reading resonates with you. Where it can get kind of dicey, or I don't want to say confusing, but where it can get like unsure for a lot of us is that sometimes the players don't match. The interactions match, the energy matches, the emotionality of it, the feelings match, but the players don't match. They're totally out of sync. I may be talking about someone who is single and they're dealing with a new love, right? But one of you out there might be watching this and be saying, well, yeah, the feelings and the events match, but this isn't a new love, and this isn't a love at all. This is a friend of mine that I've known since I was 12. Now, that is okay. That's all right, because sometimes the characters don't necessarily match you. Really, what is most important is if the energy, the events, the type of relationships you're having, if they match your scenario, then you can still apply the same, right? You can still apply the same tactics to handle it, right? Just because the players aren't the same. If, for instance, everything matches your situation, but instead of it being a lover, it's an old friend, you know, you're female and it's like your best friend who's also a female who you've known since you were 12. Okay, so then maybe you aren't working. If the reading says we're working towards a stable, long-term, committed relationship, right? Then what it means is that perhaps you're working towards having this friend in your life, right? On a long-term basis, right? It's not necessarily to mean that it has to be romantic or that it has to be a lover partner and, you know, that all has to match, right? The same applies. If the message is saying that you two need to talk to handle a certain situation so that you can get to a point of stability, right? And the whole time I'm talking about a romantic affair, but you're thinking, wow, it's not a romantic affair, it's a friend. So what do I do there? The same applies. You need to talk to your friend so that you guys both can work to a more stable relationship and commitment. The same applies, right? Because love is love, right? And like romance and sex and all of that, those type of nuances, yeah, they're there. But the archetypes and the fundamentals of love, harmony, balance, stability in all relationships applies the same in all relationships. I hope that kind of clarifies a point. And I do try to make that, and that's why I say these readings are about the relationships that you're having this week and not necessarily about a romantic partner. It could be either or. But to make that distinction, and not in a way that I'm trying to, you know, I would never question your intelligence, my audience's intelligence. But when I make these distinctions, it's my attempt to show you how broad my interpretation can be taken and how broad I'd like for you to be able to take my interpretation so that you can get the best out of it and apply it to your situation, even if every aspect of your situation is not exactly the same. I still want everyone to be able to get something positive out of the reading. All right, I hope you understand that, and I'm glad I did that on this Libra video because I love Libras, and Libras are one of those signs that I can talk to forever about these kind of concepts. So, Libra, let's get into your reading. We're going to get your cards out for you and your week, June 10th to the 17th. And see what's going on in your relationships. You've got passion and energy. Give me a clear message for our lovely Libras. Show me what's going on for them. June 7th to the 17th in all relationships, but in the main relationship that's going to be dominating their experience in their life during that week. Show me. I'm going to be working on my readings as well to see, you know, to adjust and kind of make sure that I can bring as clear of an interpretation to you all as I can. In the center, you have Queen of Wands. That's the relationship, how you see the relationship, or the nature of the relationship between the two of you. Ace of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, and 6 of Wands. 7 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, and 5 of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, you have Knight of Cups. All right, so the Knight of Cups is someone who comes in with an offer of love. He's not necessarily committed. He may not be there the next month, but for now, you know, he's the Don Juan. He's the lover. He's the one who sweeps you off your feet. He's the, you know, he's the in-the-moment man. He's not necessarily the husband or the long-term, right? But he's that energy of coming in, and he's passionate. He's got that passionate sweeping you off your feet energy, okay? So at the center, you've got Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands talks about having gone through like a struggle, right? Having gone through an enlightened period, right? She's really gone through ups and downs in her life, right? She embodies that kind of energy, like the type of person who may have at one point been very, very poor, bullied a lot, right? Come from a background that may have been, and this is just an example, come from a background that may have been like, you know, looked down upon by the highers in society, this person has now, gone to school, worked their way through school, um, not any special school, but they were at the best at that school, and then eventually they made it to college, right? And now they've graduated, and they've become like the best in their field, and everyone around them would never know the background that they came from, would never know that at one point they came from a very poor background, that many of their family members may have never been educated to any high degree, etc., etc. But now this person is around a lot of people and is kind of really revered, right? Also, this type of person then also stays very true to who they are. So they, even though they may be surrounded by a lot of now very rich and wealthy people, or very distinguished people, this is the person who will still stop and help someone on the street, help a homeless person, give to charity. This is the type of person who will, maybe have made their way to the top of a company, but still have no problem, like, dressing down and getting back to their roots where they came from. You know what I'm saying? That's the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is somebody who's really been through the fire, and they've really established themselves, but they don't forget who they are. They've never forgotten who they are. They're kind of careful with other people. They're cautious. They're cautious who they give their advice to, right? So when it comes to your relationship, right, or the center of your relationships this week, this does not necessarily mean this is the nature of your relationship with your other person. This is just the main card, right, to give you like your basic energy for the week in terms of dealing with other people, right? And that's how you're feeling this week. In all of your relationships, you're feeling quite magnanimous in a way, right? You're probably going to be getting a lot of people coming to you and asking for your help, your mentorship, right? But this week it's kind of like all about you and surveying your vision and what you've done. You're just kind of getting maybe some accolades as well from other people. You know what I mean? Just feeling very magnanimous, very regal, but also very spiritual. Not so much Empress energy, which would be very kind of indulgent, but you're just feeling quite, in charge as well with your relationships, certainly with people. When you're dealing with people, right? So that's the kind of energy you're displaying this week, Libra. Like, I don't want to say upper hand, but certainly that kind of Queen of Wands, that kind of Queen of passionate type of energy this week with people. You know what I mean? You're being quite serious. You're not being like childish or giddy or anything. You're being quite serious and quite passionate. Queen of Wands is very passionate, and that's why you've got the passion card as well here, right? So, but this week, it's not so much, and this is what I was saying earlier, it's not so much always these readings are about love relationships, but they're about relationships. And this week, there's a lot of kind of power play going on. There's a lot of struggles with people. And I think that's why Queen of Wands is at the center, because it's very important for you to maintain your dignity this week, right? And maintain your calm. You have an opportunity. You have a really good financial opportunity coming in, because you have Ace of Pentacles. So right now you're feeling kind of, right now your center of your attention is taking up this, this opportunity, but your people around you are really like not helping you. They're bickering, they're arguing. Your relationships this week are going to feel quite strained. And again, you're going to feel very much like you have to take the high road. The Six of Swords is here as well, the way you see relationships this week. The way you see it is like you got to get away from people, right? You got to get away from people. Interestingly enough, right, honeymoon has a boat. There's a boat there and there's a boat here. So, okay, honeymoon, yeah, sure. The raw meaning of it, in a way, is yes, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together, right? However, right now this week, your holiday time consists of getting away from all of this strife. What you consider your that honeymoon, right, is you can't, you know what I mean? The bickering that's going on around you, I think it's because of jealousy, absolutely. Because this opportunity coming in is absolutely yours for the taking, right? And here, and it's like Five of Wands is, you see the characters, they're kids, right? They're basically kids, like hitting each other with sticks, you know, wands, sticks. And it's like that kind of Lord of the Flies kind of like, you know, doesn't necessarily have to get to the point of any physical harm, but it's kind of like this very childish, um, testosterone laced kind of bickering. You know what I mean? Like, you know, everybody wants to be the best, wants to get, you know, the attention right now. They maybe all be trying to get your attention. It could be that they're just fighting each other for your attention. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how you see it. And you're just kind of over it. You want to leave, right? Your people who are around you, your other person, whoever is like playing the significant role, right? And I don't necessarily, because right now you're just feeling kind of like pissed off with everybody. Like, you see everybody as being like very childish, but there is someone in your life who's definitely like playing this part. Seven of Swords, which is like the thief in the night. The Seven of Swords talks about wanting something so bad that you're just gonna take it instead of work for it. He's a thief. You see, he's like, you know, it's like, and it's not nighttime, it's sun out and all that, but I feel like, you know, you see in the back there's the tents and everything, so everybody else is like busy at the carnival enjoying themselves, and here this guy is like walking away with as much as he can carry. He can't take it all. He can't take all of your dreams and all of your vision, but he can take as much, you know, as much as he can. So somebody is trying to really there's someone who's kind of like I don't want to say that they're messing with your vision, because people can only mess with your vision as much as you want to. But take care, Libra. There's somebody who's definitely out to take what you have. They want what you have. This is a very jealous, covetous energy. Seven of Swords is very covetous. You know, if you notice somebody around you who's always wanting to be like you, always wanting to laugh at your jokes. Oh, we're so cool. You know, we're so cool. We're just like each other. And, you know, you're my sister. You're my brother. You know, you my home. You know what I mean? Like, male or female, doesn't matter. That type of, watch out for that person. Sometimes they can be very innocuous and harmless, but sometimes they come across as harmless and kind of like, you know, you kind of like just dismiss them as like, ugh, you know, I like them. That's my person. They're my friend and all that. But, you know, I just wish they wouldn't be like that all the time. You know, it's not even so much that you don't like them, but you just wish that they would kind of like, you know, grow their own kind of spine, get their own kind of like, I don't know, sense of identity, right? But you see, you deem them as harmless. Be careful. Sometimes those people can actually do you some harm. They can play sides. They can play, you know what I mean? They can play little games. And because they're they're the person that you least expected to be capable of this, you know, things can start to go wrong for you. And you just don't know why, right? Nine of Pentacles is here. So this person definitely, you know, they see you as a kind of, you know, they see you as like, I don't want to say like a prize, okay? But they see you like this, you know, they see you like, wow, she's over there. And it's interesting because look how similar, right? Kind of almost the same dress and robes and color hair and all that. So it's like, you know, you very much like, yeah, you are a queen, but you you must certainly have a certain amount of abundance and success around you right now. And they are seeing that, right? So when I say they see you like this, it's like, okay, they see you as beautiful, but they are noticing the abundance you have around you. You know, they could have been seeing just you, just your radiant face or whatever, and just loving you and not noticing your surroundings. But when I say they see you like this, they're noticing the fact that you're Empress. They're noticing the fact that you have a lot of abundance. And if they're already manifesting this kind of energy, right, be very careful, because here is how they see the relationship. So that's kind of like, you know, it's not quite working out. It's quite miserable. They could be quite sad about it. You know, this could be someone, now, also, this could be someone who has been kind of pining away for you, Libra. They might have been trying to come at you. I see a scenario almost like, all right, I see a scenario now like it's almost as if, okay, so you're out, you're about, you're doing your thing, Libra, right? Um, and there's this person that you know around you who, they may be your friend. You may be friends with them, or you may just be associates with them, right? But if you're friends with them and you socialize with them, they're always the first one to kind of like jump in on a fight for you, right? They kind of get jealous sometimes when you guys are out in a group. You're not necessarily dating this person, okay? I'm not saying that you're at all dating this person necessarily, right? Or if you are dating this person, this is still happening. Every time you guys are out, they're kind of bickering with everybody around. They're always competing with everybody else around. You know what I mean? Their energy on you is quite heavy. You know, they're very possessive of you, and they don't really want anybody else around you, but they're also quite jealous with you as well. It's a very kind of, it could be this person, and it's funny because these readings this week has come up, quite a few of them, it's either IO or, this has been a week of extremes. I almost want to say like it's been a very like 3 week, you know, extremes, because, or 2, balancing, because some of the readings have been like an absolute fairy tale love, and other readings have been dealing with this really weird kind of like toxic energy. And here I'm kind of feeling this as well. This person is almost like one of these people that, not only are they very possessive of you, they're possessive of you with others, but in their relationship with you, they're also jealous of you. They want the things that you have. They get jealous of your abilities in comparison to their own abilities. And there's this kind of like, underneath, it's almost, I want to say like, what's that movie? Average White Female, or Single White Female? You know, that kind of energy. You know, they love you, but they're so jealous of you as well that they kind of hate you as well, right? And they want what you want, right? But they also don't want you to be with anybody else. Do you get what I'm saying? They see you as having like all of this stuff that they don't have. They want to have it, right? And they come in kind of like romantic, right? They come in romantic, but they're not actually committed. They come off like very passionate, but they're not actually, they may not actually be very committed. And then they wallow. Then they go into these like deep depressions and shit about it. You know? So it's like, this is what I'm saying, like one of these really, really toxic people who like, you know, they love you almost to death, and then when they inevitably screw up the relationship with you because, you know, even though while they say they love you, they've been stealing from you and they've been taking from you and they've been hurting you in other ways. Now the relationship is messed up, and now they have the nerve to be kind of like super depressed about it and sad because their love has left them, right? But when you were together, they were even almost hostile with you sometimes. Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of what I feel here. Now, again, going back to my subscriber question, this could be a family member. This could be a lover. This could be a friend. There are no cups anywhere here except for the Knight of Cups, which, let's all face it, he's absolutely worthless sometimes. I mean, like, what's the point? You know, he just leaves eventually. Knight of Cups eventually leaves. He's a motion energy. You want his energy at certain times when you want somebody to come in for you, but you don't want him. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants him. They want his energy. They don't want him because he's the one who leaves, right? So there's not any kind of romance here on your part. This is very much a very power struggle based relationship. If it is a relationship, there isn't very much affection here at all. This person could almost present like a sociopath at times, like they almost just only care about themselves. I mean, if you have the 7 of Swords and the 5 of Cups in relation to somebody else in a relationship, And that's how you see them. You know what I mean? It's just like there's no... This is not a love's cup. This is not a love's card in terms of loving others. This is a self-pity card, right? This is the self-pity cups card. The struggle with the self. This is the card that the this can explain the feelings of a sociopath who for instance, the Black Widow wife, right? Who has been married 3 times and killed all 3 of her husbands and now is crying over the 3 cups. You get what I'm saying? That's this kind of energy. That's what 5 of Cups energy can be, certainly, right? So it's a very selfish kind of self-pitying energy, and then associated with 7 of Swords in relation to someone, how they see you. Be careful, Libra, this week. Just being your Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is very... This is why this card got pulled. Queen of Wands is a cautious queen. She's very cautious. She's not like the Queen of Cups who just pours her heart out. And she's not as stern as the Queen of Swords, right? She's not as opulent and materialistically minded as the Queen of Discs. She's the Queen of Wands. She's all about passion, creativity. She has very fiercely strong fire energy, yet she's very composed, very patient, and she's very careful. She considers who she deals with. And before she moves off that throne, she considers, she does a lot of, thinking. The black cat at the bottom indicates her mastery over the occult. She can see through lies and bullshit. She can see through people doing supposedly, magic on her, blah, blah. She doesn't even believe in their magic. It's ridiculous for anybody to try to do anything to her. Without her faith or belief in their magic is useless anyway. She's learned that. She's that wise. So you can't mess with her. And this is what you need to be this week, Libra. All right? Male or female, this is the energy you need to be this week to take care. And maybe distance yourself. Honeymoon, yeah? Distance yourself away from some of this kind of this energy. All right, I'm going to leave it at there. The video is quite long, 27 minutes. I didn't want it to go that long, but I wanted to be very specific with you guys and make sure that I got my point across. All right, I love you, Libra, so much. I'm going to leave it right there. I'm not even going to do a clarity on it. Maybe I should real quick. I didn't want the video to be too long, but let me do a quick clarity. I did do it for the other ones. If you want to, if the video is too long, you switch off. Let me do a quick clarity, all right, for you guys. And put, just to be sure, just to be sure, just to look a little deeper, if we can go a little deeper, give us some clarity on this Libra for June 10th to the 17th. We got some heavy energy here, so give me a clarity. I almost don't even want to pull them out. All right, I'm gonna leave them. Show me. Knight of Wands, interesting. All right. Wow, okay. So normally, okay. So I very rarely get reversals, and I'm glad I did this clarity. I very, very rarely get reversals because I clear my decks between all readings, and even here you can see all these cards are right side up. You can see the bottoms of the cards, right? So they're all right side up. Bottom of the deck, nine of Cups, but we have enough cards here to clarify everything. I'm not even going to get into that. So when I tell you that I very, very, very rarely get reverse card reversals, so I hardly ever read them, but I will read them. You got all the cards for your person came in reverse. So, yeah, 2 of Wands, you're trying to make a move right here. So, yeah, you got a real opportunity. You're trying to get on with your life. Simple. Right? You're looking forward. You're not looking back. Four of Swords, like I said here, there's been a lot of bickering, and like I said, be cautious, be careful, take your time before you make a move on anything, right? Well, your clarity card is Four of Swords, which is the card for patience, waiting, manifesting, meditating, coming up with your strategy, not being hasty, taking the time to meditate and see everything. That exactly clarifies what I was saying that you need to do this week. Moving away, Six of Swords, High Priestess. Yes, so if you don't make a physical move, use your High Priestess energy. High Priestess, the most, the wisest being in the whole deck. It's her energy that gives the Magician the energy to manifest. The High Priestess sees the past, present, and future. She's extremely wise. She absolutely has dominion over the occult, mysticism, the darker sides. Her third eye is completely wide open, right? She's totally in touch with her spiritual side, So that's, you know what I mean? In every sense of the word, be grounded in your spiritual. Employ every single talent you have, your intuition, your gut feeling. If you have any, extrasensory abilities, if you have any beliefs that you adhere to that help you, all of that, get right, get into that, Libra. Use all of that belief system, whatever your special belief system is that gives you strength and protection and power. Get right into it, because you're going to need it right now for this person. Because here they go. Here their cards are all upside down, are all reversals, which just are intensifiers. Knight of Swords. This person doesn't want to talk, doesn't want to tell you what's going on. He's very duplicitous, he or she. She's almost a liar, and in a way, like, just not even coming forth. This could also be the type of person who says, I never lied to you, I just didn't say anything. Knight of Swords is the one who cuts through all the bullshit, right? He's the hero. He comes through as upside down. He's a coward. He's the coward. He doesn't stand up to anyone. He doesn't take any responsibility. He lies. His speech is untrue, right? His purpose is false, right? Here as well, Knight of Pentacles. So like I said, the way they see you as having abundance, they're you know what they are? They're Knight of Pentacles upside down. Knight of Pentacles usually comes through. It may be slow, but he comes true. He's true. He's a hard worker. His or her opportunities are real. In reverse, he's a charlatan. Anything he's ever told you about what he's done has been a lie. This person is a liar in every sense of the word. If they said they had this job or that job, they never did. If they're saying that they're rich but you never see the money, that's why. This person is not at all who he presents himself to be, or she. And yet they see and interestingly enough, I'm pretty sure that they're probably mirroring to you a lot of the things that you've accomplished, and that is a form of that's a form of manipulation and almost like public hypnosis that some people will use, master manipulators will use. This is a real tactic. What they do is they mirror your life to you. They tell you that they're doing the same type of things that you're doing. They almost even use your language. When you say, hey, how you doing? It's been a really great day. They'll say back to you, yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, it's been a really great day, hasn't it? Just mirroring your language back to you puts your mind in a, this is a known fact. It can put your mind into an agreeable kind of state, because now you're like-minded. You're the same. It's the law of attraction. So they manipulate you in that way, and then they start to share stories with you that are similar to yours. Maybe you had a hard life story. Their hard life story seems to suddenly mirror your hard life story. Maybe you're into a particular talent or I don't know, some kind of thing in life, right? You're into a certain scene or music. Suddenly they mirror it to you, right? This person is a liar. He is a charlatan. Right. This person is almost, like I said, he's almost like, earlier I said sociopath, but, presents, I wouldn't be surprised. The devil upside down here, right? 5 of Cups. He's all sad and miserable. The devil is here upside down. He's absolutely manipulating you. Absolutely manipulating. It's absolutely selfish. This person even only cares really about themselves. Like I say, like a sociopath, they even don't really care about lust or carnal pleasure. Like they don't even feel that, right? They feel, like I'm telling you, this person is like really quite, and if you have them in your life, get them out, get away from them, be aware of them at the very least. Here, these are the cards that came through. Knight of Wands. You do have somebody here who's very, very fiery in your life who can help you. All right. Reach out to your friends. Don't be afraid to reach out to your friends and tell someone in your group. This specifically, this character who's a very impassionate person, masculine, could be masculine energy. Tell them about what's going on. Right? Somebody you trust, somebody you've known a long time, you trust, somebody you really, really know. Don't be afraid. Don't feel like what you're going to say sounds crazy, because, you need somebody else to know what's going on. And your doubts, because this person may not have presented as being dangerous or anything, but they're up to no good. And it's coming out in the reading. So, there you go. 5 of Wands came out, right? You have 5 of Wands here. That just clarifies that, there's been a lot of strife, a lot of bickering. I believe this person's been at the center of it. This person could be a friend of yours, somebody who's very close to you. Right? And even though I'm making it sound very ominous, I'm just telling you the energy behind the veil. They may have been veiled to you as a friend. You may think that, like I said earlier, that they're very harmless. But behind all of that, they're really not. And 9 of Wands, there you go. It's going, it's been a long struggle perhaps, or may feel like a bit of a struggle. But you're about to turn the corner here, and this is going to be a big lesson for you, Libra. But most importantly, this is the card that fell out really on top of the pile. And I think most importantly, please reach out to this person, Knight of Wands, whoever that person is, to help you kind of get through this. All right, now I'm going to wrap it up. That was the clarifier. I'm glad I did it. I love you, Libra, so much. This is for June 10th to the 17th. Reach out to me down below, certainly, please. Ask me questions, comments, anything about this if you want me to clarify, or you have a question for the collective that you'd like me to do a reading on, or if perhaps you'd like to get a personal reading because you're going through an issue like this and you want to be able to get a more specialized reading on how to handle it or what to do or how to figure out who it may be, etc., please feel free to reach out to me, okay? Via email or press the schedule button. But for now, guys, I love you so much. Have a great week. Bye-bye, Libras.